Hey guys, it's Jeep and Bubba here, and today, as you can tell, we are in the Trailhawk. Maybe you can sort of tell. It doesn't look like an old dirty 2001 XJ. We got Abby cruising in the back. Abs, can we say hey? Can we say hey, Abby? Hello! Hey, Abby! I don't know what Abby thinks about the camera yet. She's making a little noise though. I think she might have said hey. I got a cool mirror where I can see her. If you can see that. You can see back there. Anyways, we got a lazy afternoon and we just ate some Zaxby's and I said let's cruise up to North Georgia. I saw a new trail, new destination place. It's not new, it's just new to me. I've never heard of it. And I haven't even told Nicole where it is. And I said, let's just cruise up there. It's supposed to be a trail, but it's supposed to be like moderate difficulty. So maybe we're not trying to take Abby wheeling, and I don't think it is. I took some pictures. It looks like slightly harder than a gravel road, but maybe there's some incline to it. I think it turns into dirt. Perfect for the Trailhawk. In fact, the Trailhawk, as you guys know, will do even more than that. And I think there's some views at the top, so let's see what she does. Got about an hour highway driving. Let's see if Nicole's able to stay awake for that full hour. I hope Abby's not able to stay awake for the full hour. I hope I'm able to stay awake. Alright, I filled Nicole in. We made it to Toccoa, Georgia. And as you can see a little bit from the shaky camera, we found a gravel road, which is just so smooth in the Trailhawk that Abby is still just nice and asleep, just sleeping behind us. And you can see we're headed up an incline here. We're not quite at our destination, but I'll fill you in on where exactly we are as we make it to that road. Alrighty. Alright guys, we made it about an hour from my house, and that's what's cool about overlanding and driving and being able to cruise around in the Trailhawk. Smooth up the highway, an hour drive, air conditioning that works, and awesome brakes, and sure, it can't wheel like my 01 can, but it sure is nice to ride with the kid in the back. There's a hawk right above my head right now. I wonder if you can see that. See that hawk? Isn't that awesome? Alright, hopefully you saw that. That was pretty cool. Anyways, we're at the Colonel Robert Sink Memorial Trail. And as you can see, it's kind of a washed out road here. And we're going to take the Trailhawk up it. And as mentioned here on this little thing, I actually did some research before I got here. But it talks about it was a World War II training camp, and this road is where airborne infantry actually ran up and down. And I think it's just a few miles, but it's a huge elevation change, pretty big elevation change, and pretty neat to think that they did that. So I thought, it's Memorial Day weekend. Let's think about those who sacrificed everything for us, and there absolutely were some out of this group that lost their lives. So it's great to be here and be able to see this, and it's almost not fair that we're in air conditioning driving in such a nice vehicle when they were running up this, preparing to go overseas during World War II. But this is I'm gonna say it, Curahee trail. This whole area is the Curahee camp. And it's actually a Native American term. I think it meant silent road or the quiet road or something like that. But it's kind of neat. Let's see if I see without having to read everything to you. Said the group, the Currahees, the guys from the military, were in the feature of the movie Band of Brothers, The Dirty Dozen, Saving Private Ryan. So it's just a group of 17,000 paratroopers, and they were with the 506th, 501st, and 511th, and 517th Parachute Infantry Regiment. And this was a training camp, like I said, during World War II. And yeah, that's about it. So anyways, like I say, right where we're at right here is where they would have ran up and trained, and that's pretty neat to know, you know, the men who fought and died for us, and some who, you know, didn't die but, you know, sacrificed a lot, would have ran right up this hill in preparation to go overseas and jump out of planes just for our freedom. So pretty neat. Alright, so made it to the top, and the view's pretty good. What do you think? That's pretty cool. So just driving up this, it was crazy to think that anyone would run, walk, hike, crawl, even ride a bicycle up anything so steep. Super steep. It was long, it was probably like 3 miles, but just some of those steep roads. I mean, we were having a little bit of trouble in 2-wheel drive to get traction going up some of it, and there was a lot of ruts. It wasn't like the road was super smooth, so it's just an incredible feeling to know someone sacrificed that much just for our freedom. So I kind of came back from the trail, we're at the top, and when we were walking back, and I heard some kind of like sounded like girls, or maybe even some kids that were getting loud and excited. And what I actually ran up on was a couple of senior ladies. One said she was 75, and they just cruised to the top in this old Willie's Jeep. How cool is that? On a place where paratroopers train. There's an old Willie's up here with some old seniors, and here I am, 28 years old, in my air-conditioned Cherokee. But it was cool to run across them. It's cool that people are still using it, and it's cool that they got the gumption to still go after it. Pretty cool. What? I can see my house. Not really. It's quite a ways away. We found a little hiking trail. We read about this online, this little trail. It's kind of right behind a power plant, but it's actually a hiking trail that you can take. Curated by the National Forest. And we're just kind of walking down here to an outlook. Let's see what it looks like. Abby's yet to do any hiking. It's just me and Nicole, and Abby strapped in. We've been very careful. I'm kind of our little anchor, and I'll turn you around and show you what's going on behind us. Whoa! Yeah, I think it's worth the drive. Pretty rad. So, like I said, we're in Toccoa, and they call this area the Curahee. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. I'm not up on my native dialect. I do know how to say Chattahoochee pretty well. It's a pretty big drop off. I mean, we don't have Moab, so this is about as close as we get. North Georgia mountains in Toccoa, Georgia. And we do have mountains from my family to yours, happy Memorial Day. It's kind of eerie to be in a place, sobering, to know how many people sacrificed for us. And I do thank all the troops now serving and families of those who have lost soldiers, wives of soldiers. We appreciate you. You know, the graffiti is really not that pretty, but the view's not bad. If you look out down there, you can see a whole herd of cows. Pretty gorgeous. I was a little disappointed. I saw some blackberries today that they're just not ripe enough yet. Alright, we're going to hike back up this trail, cruise down. I think there's one more outlook, and then we're going to head home. But thanks to a Jeep, we made it up here. Saw some other cool Jeeps, and pretty cool history. That's what overlanding and wheeling and driving your rig's all about. Getting to new places, new adventures. Didn't need anything fancy, just a little Google, little want, and just follow your sense of adventure. I challenge anybody to it. It doesn't take a whole lot. Hey guys, so that's it. At the final little outlook here, checking it out. What a beautiful place, really cool. Just knowing the history of it, and I'll leave on two notes: a positive and a negative. Negative: graffiti and trash all over the trail. I mean, it's crazy to me, some place that should be so sobering has all this graffiti. None of it's art. It's all just garbage names and inappropriate things, and no one cares what your name is, and we don't need a swastika or whatever else that is. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see the point in taking something beautiful and drawing on it, and then then there's trash all over the trail. It's like, can we not have just a little bit of respect for what this place is? If you take away the fact that this is a training ground for paratroopers, or was during World War II, just take the fact that it's a beautiful piece of nature and needs respected. So keep the trails clean. Second, here's positive. Besides that, incredible views, an easy trail to drive. It took us maybe an hour to get here, and the trail that was just like the highway drive. Getting into the trail is super easy. You could do it pretty much in any kind of SUV. Stock, doesn't need anything super serious, and it's super easy. There was a few like deep kind of rutted areas that you could probably avoid or stack rocks over. We went in them just for fun, but they were just easily manageable in the Trailhawk, so that tells you how hard they were. So Wrangler would cross right over it. But it's cool to see the wheelies while we're out here. Cool to see people out here with their kids and enjoying this Memorial Day and this weekend, and that's what I think is positive, is that this place exists, and we can get to it. But sorry, I was trying to finish my thought, and I had about a couple different people just hiking right on top of where I was. But as you can see, Trailhawk's all in one piece, not even hardly dirty, and we see this kind of bumpy gravel. That's basically what the trail is. And if you have any questions, if you live in Georgia or you're visiting and you want to check this place out, message me and get you the coordinates for it. Super easy to find. You just look up Currahee, Currahee Mountain Road, and it'll pretty much lead you here. But glad we came out. Glad I got to do it with my wife and daughter. Glad we got to do it in the Trailhawk. Trailhawk did awesome, and I'll leave you with this awesome view. Have a very happy Memorial Day. Hope you stay safe. Enjoy your family. God bless America.